So today we'll discuss differential amplifier. We have discussed. Uh, last class we have discussed regarding how current mirror circuit works. Everything. Today we'll discuss differential amplifier. In this topic, we will mostly cover the characteristics and terminology of differential amplifier. Analyze and determine the how this BJT based differential amplifier works, how MOSFET based differential amplifier works, and what is the difference between these, and if we give a active load, then how it works, what is its behavior. All these things we'll see in this topic. So let's go. The basic differential amplifier, we will see what is the meaning. First we will see in a I'll mute. uh, the basic differential amplifier, we will see what is the literal meaning of basic differential amplifier. This meaning is difference between two quantities is being amplified. That means A is one quantity, B is another quantity. Let's subtract it, A minus B. And what is the result? That one will be amplified. Then what is the meaning of this type of amplification? Why we are subtracting? Directly we can amplify. Previously also we have discussed how to amplify directly. Then what is the meaning? Why we are going for difference? A is one quantity. Let's consider X is added to A. X is nothing but a noise or unwanted things. X is added to A. Similarly, B is another quantity. Same noise X is also added to B. When you subtract A minus B, then that X will be eliminated. That is the beauty of this differential amplifier. Once X is X, that means unwanted elements or noise will be eliminated from the subtraction. Then we will get A minus B, which is our desired one or our signal or the signal we want. That is the meaning. Here X is nothing but the noise, and in this type of this special type of design we can eliminate that noise. And we know in our, for takes example of mobile, we have different ICs. In ICs, in different MOSFET or VJTs are there. If we are working in a noise environment, very noise environment, and temperature is also high, so all these thermal noise, everything parallelly affect all our transistor, all our IC. That is the noise. That is the X component. It will affect A, it will affect B, A transistor, B transistor. And if we'll use this differential amplifier, then subtraction will happen and that noise will be eliminated, and we will get our original signal, what we want. Second point, we can see also it is an amplifier which amplifies only the difference between the voltage feed to its two input. Only the difference. Difference is the main thing is here. Difference. You can see this word. This is very important. Difference between two input. If X is there, then X will be eliminated by the difference, and our signal will be as it is. And there are two mode of operation. For this amplifier. One mode is common mode. Another mode is differential mode. Like our BJT, there are different type of biasing, different type of operating active region, cutoff region. This is not that mode. This mode is common mode and differential mode. In common mode means parallelly this differential amplifier will work as a common mode amplifier and as a differential mode amplifier at a time. It's not like for some time it will work as common mode or for some time it will work as differential mode. At a time it will work. Common mode means if noise comes to the differential amplifier, it will come to the both the signal, both the end like A and B. So noise will come to the A, noise will come to the B. Then this noise will be behaved as common mode put to the differential amplifier. And A and B is like input signal. If input signal comes to the both the input, like A is to one terminal, B is another terminal, then it is differential mode. So depending upon our input, the amplifier will decide whether it will work in common mode or in differential mode or in both. If signal and noise at a time comes, then it will work as a both common mode or differential mode. Although very important point, you can see this one, this point. Although the differential amplifier contains two transistor, we'll show in next picture, next how it is two transistor. Differential amplifier contains two transistor. It is considered as single stage amplifier because its characteristics similar to common emitter amplifier. Although we are using two transistor to design this differential amplifier, but it is known as single stage amplifier. Single stage means only one transistor will be there, like previously we discussed in our class. So here single stage amplifier, it we call because the output or the characteristics of this differential amplifier is same as common emitter amplifier. So next we will see. Here you can see over here, this is the circuit. One transistor this one, another transistor this one, two transistor, and emitter of both the transistor is joined at this point. Emitter of the transistor is joined at this point, and collector is connected to the VDD, and output is collected from the collector point, and base is given to the VB1 and VB2. We can say this is the input, this VB1, and this VB2 is the input to the transistor, both the input. And assumptions we will see, both the transistor Q1 and Q2 are identical. We know these things. Previously also we have discussed current mirror circuit. Identical means beta value should be same and it should work under a constant temperature. Then second point is two collector resistor RC are equal. Two collector is, this is the collector resistor RC should be equal, and both the transistor are biased in forward active region. Both the transistor are working in active mode. This is very easy things, you all of you know this. And both the voltage source VB1 and VB2 ideal source. You can see this VB1 and this VB2. This VB1, VB2 are ideal source. Ideal voltage ideal source means resistance should be infinite. Current ideal source means resistance should be uh, uh, 0. So note for the understanding, for better understanding, let's read the points. Many of the instruments have the problem like that the signal levels comes out of the transistor, such as mic is too low. Let's consider one public addressing system. Mic you are telling, but your voice is very low voice. That is the first meaning of the first point. Many of the instruments have the problem that the signal levels coming out of the transistors is nothing but the mic, you can say mic or any sensor from where we are getting any signal, is too low compared to the ambient or environmental noise. For example, your voice is too low, and noise means environmental noise means your wind flow and your temperature, everything comes under environmental noise or ambient noise, which suppress your voice or the desired signal from the mic. That means the ambient noise coming from the environment suppressing your noise, your voice, but you need your voice should come first, and this environmental noise should get eliminated. Then what to do? In that case, we are using this type of differential circuit. In this differential circuit, we have two input. One is this VB1, one is this VB1, another is VB2. In this VB1 and VB2, we have two inputs. We have two inputs. So two copies of the same signal, opposite in phase, is sent from the transducer to the two input of the differential amplifier via two different wires. What is the meaning of this point? If we are sending a sine wave, let's consider if we are sending a sine wave like this to VB1, to VB1, sending to this one, and the out of phase signal of this sine wave. Out of phase means we can say, so we can say out of phase means in phase, this one is in phase and this one will be your out of phase. Out of phase, out of phase will give to this one, and in phase will give to this one. The main concept behind this is we have same signal. Actually we cannot give two signal to the two input. We have same signal, one signal, that is this sine wave, first one, and the characteristics of this differential amplifier is it will eliminate the same thing coming to both the input will eliminate. That's why to avoid our voice will not get eliminated, we are giving one like this and another one like this, opposite in or out of phase. So both the signal, although information is same, but shape is different, so it will not get eliminated by this differential circuit. And now consider some noise means some noise x is added to this. Some noise means, let's consider the noise like this, some noise added to this, same noise will also added to this, and both the noise are very similar. So, and let's consider, my drawing is little bit not good, but consider both the noise are same. So this same noise, although since this one is noise and this one is also noise and both are same, and that's why this noise signal will get eliminated by this differential amplifier, but our sine wave input signal or our voice signal will not get eliminated. That is the working principle of this differential amplifier. Any noise induced in two wires due to the ambient electrical equipment etc. are equal in magnitude and shape. That means it is same. So gets subtracted, whereas two copies of the required signal, since opposite in phase or 180 degree phase shift is there, will not be subtracted, rather it will get added. So our output will be same. So using this circuit very cleverly, we are eliminating our noise. There I told you two mode of operation. One is differential mode, one is common mode. And if differential mode, that is actually really both are same. The same means it works under one circuit. Differential mode means our voice signal will be given to different terminal. And common mode means noise. Although noise affects terminal 1 and terminal 2 separately, like noise affect this terminal separately and this terminal separately, but both are same, noise is same for both the terminal, hence we can join it, we can say this is connected, we can say this is common mode. So if you now you will see differential mode, if it is, then your input will be v1 minus v2, v1 minus v2, like this is v1, this one is v1 and this one is v2, so v1 minus v2. And if it is common mode, then v1 plus v2 by 2. This is the situation. This is like common mode input and differential mode input. We'll see more clearly in later section. Now come to the small signal analysis. Small signal analysis of the differential amplifier. While going back, I'll tell you, I would like to go back slide, this slide, and we can see here, here we are having two transistor. This is one transistor and this is another transistor. Two transistors, and we know small signal diagram of transistor. Now come to the here we can see the small signal model of the transistor is this one. This is the first small signal model and this is the second small signal model. This is for Q1. This is for Q1. This is for Q2. Q2 is mentioned. I think Q1 is not mentioned. So I would like to write here Q1. Q1. So this is Q1 and this is Q2. So now assumption is constant current source IQ is not ideal. If you see previously if you go to previous slide, come to previous slide. Here one current source is there. Here one current source is there. You see here one current source is here, and we are considering this current source is not ideal. And not ideal means some resistance is there. Some resistance is there. So next, let's go this slide. That resistance is mentioned. That resistance is mentioned. You can see here by R naught. That resistance is mentioned here by R naught. R naught. As our output resistance R naught and input resistance RB is included over here. RB. This is current limiting resistor where your input is there. That one current limiting resistor, or you can say input resistor, will always be there. And since both the transistors are identical and biased by the same current source means this I naught. We can write here R1 is equal to R2 equal R pi 1 is equal to R pi 2 equal to R pi. R pi is the internal resistance which is mentioned over here, R pi. R pi of Q1, I pi of Q2 all are same. And similarly transconductance GM1 is equal to GM2 is equal to GM. Like since both the transistors are same identical, we can write these things. Now apply KCL at V. Now apply KCL at this point. This point you apply KCL. VE point. You see here V, if you consider VE point, how many current coming and how many current coming inside and going outside. You see here one current from GM V pi 1. It is coming from here, this side. It is coming this side. One current is coming from the input side, is coming to this way. Another current is coming from this side. Another current is coming from this side. Four current in input current. So first term we can write first term over here. This one V pi 1 divided by R pi. How it is coming? V pi 1 by R pi 1. Current means V by R, voltage by resistance. You will see how much current is coming through this one, this line. We can see this line. So it will be the voltage by R pi. R pi is the resistance. V pi 1 is the voltage, and V pi 1 by R pi 1 will come first one. So first one is clear. Now coming to the second one, GMV pi. From where it is coming? GMV pi is nothing but the current through these sections it is coming. GM into V pi. It is a current source. So directly we can write GM into V pi 1. Then it is correct. Now gone. Then GMV2 pi. GMV pi 2 or V pi 2. It is coming for this one GMV pi 2. And last one is your V pi 2 R pi, which is nothing but this one. And similarly to us, this one is coming V pi 2 by R pi, voltage by resistance. So output is finally your output is VE by R naught, which is coming for this is the voltage VE, and R naught is the resistance, this voltage. This is output side, entering and output, KCL, Kirchhoff's current law. Input and output current will be same. So all these four are input and output. This one output is VE by R naught. Now it is clear. And now you see, take V pi 1 and V pi 2 common from LHS. The main part is writing this equation. Main part is writing this equation. If you know how to write the equation, then rest of all are only mathematics, nothing else. And now you see here, V pi I took common, and from this first two term, then it will come 1 by pi by GM. Similarly, V pi 2 I took common over here. So similarly, 1 by pi R pi plus GM, and output side RHS side as it is I kept it. And next step is only mathematics. V pi again it is as it is 1 by R pi. If we multiply R pi over GM into R pi, we know it is beta. G into R pi, we know it is beta from the BJT. Initial BJT class, GM R pi is beta. If you go to your unit 1, you will find GM R pi is a beta. So here I wrote it GM R pi beta. I wrote it beta, and here also I wrote it this is beta. So common V pi 2 all are same as it is. Right hand side also it is same. Now we'll see what is happening. Next step. Yes. Now from the circuit we can write. From this, if we'll go to the circuit, we can write some equations. We'll see these equations. This is the circuit. It is saying that better we'll copy this circuit and paste over here. Yes. Q1 transistor. If you see this one, Q1 transistor. From the circuit, you can also write from Q1 transistor. This is the Q1 transistor. This is the Q1 transistor, small signal diagram. V pi 1 divided by R pi. V pi 1 divided by R pi is nothing but this resistance. V pi 1 divided by R pi is equal to V1. V1 is, this is V1, VB1 minus VBE divided by R pi plus RB. This is nothing but the, you can see, nodal equation. You can say I want to find out the current at this instance. I want to find out the current at this point. That is how much current is flowing over here. So current means V pi by R pi. The current, this V pi is the voltage and R pi is the resistance. And in right hand side I can write it's the difference between this voltage minus this voltage divided by total resistance. Total resistance is RB plus R pi. V by R equation. So similarly also for Q2 side we can write these equations. Any doubt you can ask regarding this equation, but this is a very easy equation. V voltage across first voltage minus second first voltage minus second voltage divided by the total resistance coming across, coming between these two voltages. That is RB and R pi. Now we can write. This V1, just multiply R pi to right hand side. We can write this V1 now. You can write this V pi 1 here, and similarly V pi 2, just multiplying R pi to the other side and putting equation 2 in equation 1. Equation 1 is nothing but the base equation or nodal equation, we can say. If we'll put equation 2 in equation 1, equation 1 is this equation, V pi in place of V pi and V pi 1 and V pi 2 we can put. So you see here, in place of V pi 1, I put this full equation. Yes. Hello? Any doubt? V pi 1, in place of V pi 1, I kept this one, and in place of V pi 2, I kept this one. Rest of everything is as it is as equation 1. So right hand side also other side as it is as for equation 1. Now you can see here, you can eliminate this one and this one, and eliminate this one and this one. So rest of the things we can write it is the simplification. It is we can write it is like this equation and this equations. Just I brought R pi plus RB this denominator, and here also same right hand side as it is. I didn't do anything. Right hand side this as it is. Now take 1 plus beta R pi plus RB common. Since it is here and it is here, so you can take common, and if VB1 plus VB2 minus 2 VE. If you solve, this will come, and this is not a big thing. And right hand side also VE by R naught. So we go see. Yes. Now same left. Just I clean the left hand side and right hand side, and now you can see here is the left hand side and right hand side. Now I want to separate VE. Only I need VE here. So just simplification I did. I kept all V one side, right hand side all VE, left hand side all every other thing, everything, and so I got VB. This is the equation number 3. It is one of the important equation of this chapter. Now we'll see. We are running out of time. So small signal analysis, one-sided output, we'll discuss next class, because another 5 minutes is there maximum. So any doubt? Yes. Metina, hello. Metina.
Yes, sir.
Any doubt?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please tell.
No, sir.
Okay. Anyone else? Akanksha Mehra.
Sir,
Yes.
maybe.
Are you listening or sleeping?
Sir.
Yes. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Pooja.
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
Any doubt?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay.